I will now turn it over to Edis, the lead of this commit, to continue the presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Edis and I'm the lead of Comet Romania. Today we are here to listen to Pierre-Maxime, who will tell us about why the cybersecurity is the keystone of a company. I want to leave the stage directly to Pierre-Maxime. At the end, we will have a key question and answer session. For that, you can use the question section at the bottom of your screen. And there's also the chat section if you wish to interact with each other. Pierre-Maxime, we're all yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Edis, for the introduction. So today we're going to talk about cybersecurity. I've got the question section at the end of the presentation, but please do not hesitate to interrupt me during the presentation by just writing a message if you have any question. So let's begin. So the main question is why cybersecurity is the keystone to your company. So we will describe that in three parts. So the first one is what is cybersecurity. So we're gonna just give a simple definition because the concept is very easy, and we're gonna talk about everything in the cybersecurity environment. It means cybercrime, for example, cyber organization, and the relationship between the different countries and cybersecurity. There is a lot of stuff to speak. The second one is how to implement cybersecurity in the company. So all the technical stuff and the administration stuff that you have to implement in your company to be secure, actually. And the third one, I'm gonna present you the cybersecurity offer from Extia, which name Shield, and everything that Extia proposes in terms of cybersecurity for the clients. So first part, I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm in Extia Romania since November 2022. Right now, I'm working as a cybersecurity engineer and pen tester. I will explain that term later. I made the engineering school in IT in France, in Lille city in the north of France. Then I chose a specialty in the cybersecurity during my master, and I've been graduated in August 2021. So I had the first experience in the SOC, a Security Operational Center. Actually, that's cybersecurity, but from a defense point of view, for a French bank, a French big bank, by the way. Then I've been pen tester, so ethical hacker, what it is. Basically, my job consists to do it simple, to attack companies, to show them the vulnerability that they have, and to explain them how to correct those vulnerabilities. So I'm doing that job right now in Extia company for different clients, but I used to practice it in Etom and SecIT to companies based in France. And right now, just as I said, cybersecurity engineer for Extia. So there is not only the pen test part, this is the main one, but there are also different kind of tasks. So first, what is cybersecurity? So the very simple definition, which is very accurate, by the way, it's application of technologies and process and control. So everything to protect the data that you have from cyber attacks. I put the data in bold instead of device and programs because data is the most important thing to protect in your company. So the cybersecurity issue, where does it come from? Let's get back some years and back in 1970. So with the appearance of ARPANET, the ancestor for internet. So it's exactly like internet, but in a very, as I would say, very more little than internet. So there were just some computers, and the principle was simple to exchange data between computers, but the network in comparison to internet was very, very small. And the first exploitation of a vulnerability was in 1971. It was the first ever self-replicating computer program created by the researcher in Massachusetts University. And it's a little program, a little code, who travels between computers. And it was, I'm a catch me if you can. It was like the first exploitation, the first vulnerability in the world created on the ARPANET network. Then after we have the famous one, the internet in 1989. So the principle, as I said, is exactly the same than ARPANET, but in a huge structure, the one we know today, the internet. So it's a big network composed by a lot of networks, so like network inception. And the first malware released on internet, so the first, again, exploitation of a vulnerability was a Trojan malware. Is like the ancestor of the ransomware. It's the kind of malware that I will explain later during the presentation, because it's the most important malware that we have today in our world. So let's talk about some statistics about internet today. So yeah, it's the biggest place on earth where every people is interconnected, individual as professional, so companies. The world population is around 8 billion, and there is like almost 70% of the population who had a mobile phone. Everyone is connected, everyone using internet. So everyone is exposed to cyber attack, because for hacker, data equal to money. Today, data is more valuable than oil, than gold, than resources. So that's the main goal for a hacker, for a pirate informatic. It's to steal data from company or from individual person, but yet it's more profitable if you hack companies for sure. So there is after some statistic about internet, there is some statistic about the cybercrime today. You can see it's very, very huge. So yeah, the annual global cost of cybercrime is around $10 trillion by year, and it's gonna be bigger year after year. It's just evolving every year. And more than 70% of companies in the world were victim in 2022 by a ransomware attack, which is actually a file that a hacker gonna send you. Most of the time is by mail, a phishing mail. So it's a malicious mail containing a file, an executable file that you're gonna execute on your computer because you think this is something legit. But it's gonna install a malware on your computer, and it's gonna lock all your data. And to unlock the data, you have to pay for sure in cryptocurrency most of the time. And this is the main way that the cyber criminal use to attack company. So that's why we have a huge number of companies who already had a ransomware attack. Extia for sure, it had already been have the ransomware attack. So yeah, we have like one attack of that type every 10 seconds. And so this is like the main field that you have to protect in your company. This is the resource for McKinsey company. So it shows the cybersecurity market in 2021 with the different fields that you have to protect when you are doing cybersecurity. So you can see this is the addressable market that with the budget that you have to pay to protect your resources. So you have the web security, what you have on internet, like a website application, the network security, the network that you have in your own company, the cloud security, which is one of the main subjects today about cybersecurity. It's pretty new. Yeah, the email security and awareness for sure, because the email is the main, the mail system is the main way for hacker to make travel the ransomware. And so the data protection as well. So as you can see, there is a lack of budget for sure for all those fields. And so now let's see who are the hackers, the one who are making all these attacks. So in the main mind of people, the hacker is this guy, you know, the nerd student in his student room. It was the case, yeah, in the early 90s. Basically, yeah, the hacker is that kind of guy before, but he was just trying to hack company, not to steal money or steal data, but just to prove that he can get access to those company. And today, the profile is very different. Today, the hacker are like, most of the time, the governmental organization the non-governmental organization as well, the mafia groups, and the activists. You know some of them for sure. You're gonna see who are they. So first one, anonymous group, the most famous one. So activists, what is activist? Just to explain that term. Most of the hackers, they use their skills in IT to steal money, steal data. That kind of people, the anonymous one, they use their skill for ideologic purpose. So for example, the first hack that they made was in 2008, when the Scientology church made the propaganda video with Tom Cruise in the video, who made like the promotion of Scientologist church, and the anonymous group, they didn't like it for sure, and they attacked the Scientologist church, and they shut down all the website that they have. It was like the first event, the first attack that they made, and this is how they became so famous. And then after, they made other activities. For example, after the terrorist attack of 2015 in France for Charlie Hebdo from the ISIS terrorist group, they made the DDoS attack. I'm going to explain it quickly because it's not a complicated to understand. So what is a DDoS attack? It's like you send a lot of requests to the same website, and the website is not built to handle all that kind of request. So it just shut down. And like that, the anonymous group, they shut down, like, I don't know the number, of course, but a lot of ISIS websites for propaganda and recruitment on the dark tech mainly, because, yeah, for sure, there is no website of ISIS on the Google that we know. At the end of the presentation, I will show you the darknet, which is, by the way, the internet as we know. So yeah, they shut the anonymous group. They shut down a lot of websites from ISIS group. This is one of the activity that they have. So they don't steal money, they don't steal data. They just hacked for ideological reason. So the next one is the most interesting, the governmental groups. Yeah, because most of the hackers, they are hired by the countries. So this one is from the USA, so the CIA, of course. This one is the SVR from Russia, and this one is the Mossad from Israel. This one is from France, the JSC. So there is no comparison to do between United States, Russia, and Israel. Yeah, because France, we have a few effective in terms of intelligence service. So yeah, there is no comparison to do, but as I'm French, I had to put a little reference to the country. So what do they do? Cyber war, cyber spying, cyber influence, cyber war between different countries. Cyber spying, I've got an example just right here. So that building that you see just here is the US Embassy in Paris. And that window, for example, actually here, there is no window, there is no wall. It is, how to say, camouflage, a sail that they have put, because behind that there is like office. And then actually the French embassy, they have that kind of structure in every embassy in the world that they have. And they use it to like intercept communication between French, for example. Let's see on Google Maps. Don't know if I can show you, yeah. So let's go to Paris. And in the US, you're gonna see the US Embassy, which is very close to all the most important building in Paris, like the government building. So the embassy is just right here. I'm gonna put the satellite view. And so the structure that you see just here is that structure is the same. So they are the office where the US employees from the embassy try to intercept the communication between the different, as I said, administration building from France, from Paris. For example, you have the Palais de l'Élysée at like less than, I don't know, let's say 500 meters. So you have the building for intercepting the communication, and you have Emmanuel Macron just right here. But every country, I mean, France, they know that they have that kind of building. France have also that kind of building in their embassy in the country. That's the geopolitical game that countries play with each other. So it was just an example. So let's talk about the Stuxnet malware. It's like the most famous hacking attack. It was from United States and the Mossad and Israel against the nuclear building and nuclear system of Iran. And it was in the year 2010. The United States and the Mossad, they succeed to not stop, but to damage the nuclear system of Iran, because of course they don't want Iran to produce nuclear energy. So they've put a malware on the industry of on the nuclear industry of Iran. And how they did it? They used the attack named USB dropping. So in the USB key that you can see just here, there is the malware, okay, the virus, let's say the virus, and they launched they throw the USB key on the parking, and the employee of the nuclear central, they found the USB key. They are curious, they take it, then they put it in the professional computer, I mean inside the nuclear building of Iran. So they plug the USB, then the virus can travel around all the nuclear system of Iran, and that's how they have been hacked by United States and Mossad mostly. Maybe there are other organizations, I don't know, but they are the two main. So another governmental group, one of the most famous one, is the Lazarus Group. It comes from North Korea, and this one is focusing on cryptocurrency. So the Lazarus Group is the, like, let's say, property of the North Korea government, and they focusing mainly the cryptocurrency platform, and they have stolen, like, I don't know, let's say $600 million stolen on cryptocurrency because of that kind of group. So yeah, this is one of the most powerful group of hackers in the world, and they come from North Korea. So now let's talk of the non-governmental groups. Most of them come from Russia, Ukraine, and Eastern Europe. Let's say I just put the two most important groups. So the first one is Lapsus. It appears in end of December 2021 in December 2021 they hacked the Brazilian government, the Ministry of Health, and they've stolen like thousands of bytes of data from that ministry. So it was like the first attack that they made. Then after they succeed in hacking Microsoft company, then Rockstar, then Uber, then Nvidia, because they wanted free, graphical cards, and Samsung. So they are one of the most dangerous group right now, actually. Other one is the dark side. It's composed mainly by Ukrainian hacker and Russian hacker. So yeah, there is war today between Ukraine and Russia, but the hackers, they don't care about that. They work together. And not the last one, but the biggest hack that they made was the hack of the pipeline from northeast of America, from south to south. And yeah, they just hacked the complete pipeline. And the people from America, they had to pay the ransomware that you just hear to be able to use the pipeline again. So second part that you have seen the biggest cyber criminal group in the world who are targeting absolutely all company. There is no difference. They're targeting everyone every time. There is attack every day. So let's see how can you implement it cybersecurity in your company. So first, how to protect companies against the malware, the hacker, the bots, the ransomware, the phishing email, which is the most common attack, the most common way to hack the company that you can find on every companies. First, you have to understand what you have to secure in your company. So you have to make some risk analysis, to develop policy strategy about cybersecurity. So, for example, the main question that you have to ask about your company is, okay, what are the physical access? My network is composed by what? What are my assets? Data center, server, mobile maybe, computers, even the printer, everything. You have to make a list, an inventory of everything that you have in your network, in your company, to protect them the better possible. So for that, there is like some standards that you have to respect, comply with. Like, for example, the most famous one in France, I don't know for international, but is ISO 27000, which like basically it is like a big certification that you have to win actually by respecting a lot of a huge set of rules and directive that that institution, the ISO, is gonna give you. So it takes like months to have it, but when you are certified by the ISO 27, you can like propose more service to your clients, because you can say to your clients, okay, I'm certified by that certification, so I am secure. So you can make business a deal with my company, it will be secure. So very important for big company to have it. Most of them are in France, actually, they have it. Extia have it. And there is some other institution, they give certification about cybersecurity. The biggest was is ANSSI. Again, it's the French one because this is the only one I know. For international other, I don't know. But for this one, ANSSI, this is the institution who manage how to protect your data in your company. And it's the same principle that the ISO certification. They give you a set of rules that you have to follow to have the certification. And this certification from ANSSI is mainly for the defense companies like Thales or Dassault, for example, which are military companies in France, very, very huge. And so this is the main institution for the defense company. And for the other company, mainly is the ISO 27000. So it was about the certification. Now it's about what kind of technology, what kind of tools you can use in your company to be secure. So I'm not gonna speak too technique. So there are some terms that you all know. For example, the firewalls, which is gonna filter the traffic on internet, which is coming inside your company, and the outgoing traffic as well. So this is the most basic tool that you have to implement in your company. The firewalls, there is a lot of kind of firewalls. I'm not going to explain it right now. It will be too long. But this is one of the main technology that you have to implement in your company. The antivirus. So as you know, Norton, McAfee, everyone know that kind Windows Defender as well. So everyone know those antivirus. And what does an antivirus do? It identifies the malicious file that you can download, for example, from a phishing mail, and it deletes it. But let's say the weakness of antivirus software is that it can only block the virus that it already know. And on the darknet, the hacker, they sell the new virus, okay, the virus that the antivirus they don't know it, so you can buy it on on darknet. It names 0-day exploitation. 0-day because there is no patch. There is no way to defend yourself between that kind of virus. So with that kind of virus, the 0-day ones, the antivirus will be ineffective, and you can buy it on the darknet, deep web. I don't really like the term of darknet. And I will show you how to go on the deep web and where you can find that kind of virus. For example, it's very easy to use. And yeah, for example, another kind of policy that you must have on your company is the implementation of password policy. So basically, you all know that kind of policy. You have to make a strong password with a good expiration and a different kind of character, etc. I'm not gonna explain it. And also the multi-factor authentication, which is like today the minimum that you have to get in your company to protect your password, which are like the credentials that you use every day and that the hacker are looking for when they hack the company. And the most important measure is about educate and train the employees, because okay, you can spend like millions of dollars in that kind of technology to secure your company, but for example, you just need to open one mail with the malicious file and a 0-day virus, let's say, and everything is down. I mean, it doesn't matter to spend so much money on technology tools if you don't train and educate your employees to be aware of what they do with the computer and the mail and everything. So yeah, you have to train your employees, like not every day, not every week, but at least every month. And you can do for that like phishing campaign. So it's the company who send phishing mail to his own employees. In the previous company where I was, the Sec IT company in France, I used to do that kind of mission, that kind of task for clients. So I used to practice it with GoFish, which is open source software that you can find on internet very easily. And with that, you can send a bunch of malicious email to the employees. And you can see when the employee opened the mail, if it clicked on the link, if it provides the credentials, and it works. Actually, it works. Every time I had like 40% of good results. So like 40% of the employees, they open the mail and they give the password and the credentials. So yeah, the most important stuff to do is to train and educate your employees, definitely. And you can, the most effective way to do it is the phishing campaign. Like that, you can see who is not aware about what he's doing in his computer. And so to protect yourself, there was like some tips that you can use. I know that it's just boring to have like 10, 20 different password, complicated one for all the website that you have or the login that you have. So you can use just password manager, yeah, KeePass, for example, which is like a database where you can store all your password, and you don't have to remember all the passwords. So it's very easy to do. There is like another website, Have I Been Pwned? For example, you just have to enter your address, your email, or your phone number to see if it has already been hacked by hacker. Because yeah, there is like a lot of email and password database on internet. They are public, you can find it, and they are provided by hackers that they have already hacked some big company. For example, there was like a big hack on Facebook like 2 or 4 years ago, and the hacker stole like millions and millions of telephone number or phone numbers. So there is a huge percentage, by the way, that your phone number has already been leaked by the hacker, and you can verify it by just typing the phone number on that website. And yeah, the most important, always be aware. So yeah, just don't be stupid when you have like that kind of email for email from paper, like that kind of address, yeah, for sure, this is a scam. This is a bullshit. For example, I used to do an audit for a bank in Paris, and the bank was very, very secure. Okay, I didn't find any very critical vulnerability. But during the same time that I was doing that audit, that pen test for the bank, there is an employee of the bank who opened a mail from, it was like police@gmail.com. And so it's just impossible that the police is gonna send you a file, a document, anything with a gmail.com address. So the guy, he took the mail and opened it, and yeah, he had a ransomware malware on the file, and the bank was hacked just by one mail. So now let's talk about the Extia offer. So the name Shield. So it's a service that Extia proposed to his client. It's pretty new, I think. And this is where I work with different Extia employees in cybersecurity. So first, Shield is asking for a question to his client. Do we respect the security standards? By the way, the security standard, they come from, for example, the ISO certification that I told just before. Am I vulnerable to cyber attack? What are the risks in case of attacks? That's the kind of stuff that you have to work on and to decide when you are doing the cybersecurity policy for your company. When you are doing the inventory of all the resources that you have on the network, on your network, on your information system, this is the kind of question that you have to ask yourself to provide that cybersecurity policy. And of course, how to fix my vulnerabilities. So that's what we do in Extia Shield offer for our customers. So first, we do a pen test. So actually, it's like technical audit, where we're gonna try to attack the company to find the vulnerabilities, to classify the vulnerability. The vulnerability is very critical or not very critical. There is different kind of classification for the vulnerabilities that you can find on the company. So yeah, take the client, find vulnerability, classify them, and the most important, to deliver a complete report to the client. And then you have the second part, the remediation of the vulnerabilities. And for that, you have a different kind of audit that we provide to the clients. First, the code audit. So basically, we're gonna look forward the code, the programmation code that the clients have on his asset, because most of the vulnerability, they come from a misconfiguration. When the people are developing some tools, they do mistakes basically on the code, in the code, and the vulnerability, they appears from that mistakes on the code. So the purpose is just to check the code and to correct the vulnerability, to correct the code first, and to provide like a good practice to put in place for the company. So this is the code audit. This is the first kind of audit that we provide to the customer. And then we have the configuration audit. So like basically the configuration audit, what you do, you take all the assets of the company, so the data center, the server, the computer, the printer, everything which is connected to internet or which is connecting to the client's network, and you check the parameters. There is like a bunch of parameters for any kind of asset, and you just check if it's set or not. Most of the time they are not set. That's why, because they have so many vulnerabilities in the network. And this is, yeah, for me, the most important audit, the configuration one. And yeah, everything is based on the company standards that, once again, you have from the institution, that they give you the rules and the directive to follow. And then we have the information audit. So that's, let's say that it's that kind of audit. It's for the clients, a way to have knowledge and have concern about every asset that he has on his company, because most of the time the people, when they ask an audit, they don't know the complete number of assets and what they all have on the network. So this is like the first step of audit that you have to do. for the clients. So this was the different types of audit that the Shield service proposed to the clients. And this is where we work in intern with the Shield service. We have like Cybersecurity Academy, which is open to every employees of Extia who are just curious about cybersecurity. So there is the first part. You train yourself on learning platform. Honestly, I didn't learn a lot of stuff about cybersecurity, let's say, about practice. I mean, how to practice cybersecurity, how to do pen test. And I didn't learn that from school. I learned that from most of basically the Try Like Me platform. There is like a lot of platform where you can train yourself and form yourself on cybersecurity. And honestly, it's very more effective than just go to school and learn theoretical stuff about cybersecurity. So that's what we do with the people in the Cybersecurity Academy inside Extia, inside Shield, more precisely. And yeah, we train together. We have I'm not gonna go deeper in what you are doing in that kind of platform because that's very technical stuff. But yeah, you can form yourself to cybersecurity if you have like IT background knowledge on that kind of platform. Then we have a service that we propose. It's voluntary, actually. It's for the association we are in relation with Extia. So this is a pen test. We hack them. Hack is a big word, but yes, we attack them to find vulnerabilities and show how to protect. But it's a voluntary part, so you are not getting paid for that kind of action. But this is a good first step to begin in the, let's say, offensive part of cybersecurity. So that's how I began in a Shield offer when I arrived in Romania, in Extia. And the third one is like exactly the same, but with more important clients, for example, bank or institution or assurance. So this is the main part of the service that we provide to the customer, to the clients. And there is like two types of pen test. So first one, the external one. This is the one I do in Romania because most of the clients are in France, and so basically you are just attacking the resources of the client who are exposed on internet. So the website, the application, the mail server, for example, and you try to find vulnerabilities. And there is like a big juridic contract between Extia Shield and the customer, because you cannot like attack every website of a specific client. There is like a scope that you have to respect, and yeah, this is very juridically speaking complex. Let's say you cannot do everything you want, and this is very controlled. So the other one is the internal pen test. This one I didn't do that yet in Extia. I used to do it in the previous company in France. So for this one, you have to move to travel in the client's office and to make the audit directly by actually plugging your computer to the client's network and to try to hack them from inside the company. So they know that you are here, basically. And let's say that the period of a pen test is like maximum 1 week of internal pen test. So you go to the client's office and you have 1 week to find the more vulnerabilities possible into the companies. And most of the time it's a bit scary. For example, I had to do a pen test, internal pen test in a hospital in Paris last year. And it was like full of vulnerability. You can do like everything you want. And in like one afternoon, I had like almost all the credential from the employees, and you can do everything you want. So yeah, that's the most important pen test that you have to do for as a company. It is the most complete one. And with that kind of pen test, that kind of service, you can do like inventory of, as I said, all the assets you have and how they are protected or not. And this is the the main subject that you provide to our clients in the shield offer from Extia. So for the conclusion, the question was why cybersecurity is a keystone of the company, why you have to put budget on cybersecurity in your company, and the answer is pretty simple. You have no choice, actually. You must put budget on cybersecurity, and the better argument than I found for that is the quote from a FBI director named Robert Mueller, who told, okay, there are only two types of companies, those that have been hacked and those that will be. So yeah, he's right. You have to put budget on the cybersecurity in your company because you will be hacked if it not happened yet, for sure. So yeah, that was the conclusion. And if you have any question after that, I will be glad to answer it. And first, as I just proposed you before the question, just gonna show you like quickly how to use the deep web. And so where to go to find the virus, the famous zero-day malware and virus. So here there is the deep web browser, the Tor browser. I think that maybe some people here know already what is Tor browser. Actually, it's like Firefox, Internet Explorer, but with that kind of browser, you have access of all internet. And so the big difference between that kind of browser and Google is like you don't use the like typical address, let's say .com, .fr, .ro. You use .onion, which are the encrypted website. So for example, let's find this is the basic way to begin with the travel around deep web. You have to find a bunch of onion link. So you just tap onion link list, and you can see that the first one is onion market list. So that kind of market, they are the market that they are in the deep web, and this is where you can find the new virus and every kind of stuff. So what I cannot show you everything for sure. You can buy absolutely everything that you want. Like drugs, gun, weapon, everything you want, new ID card, and the new virus. So this is where the hacker, the one with the better skills, because yes, to construct, to design, to create that kind of virus, you have to have a lot of IT skill for sure. And this is I'm not gonna click on it, but there are like Alphabet, for example, is like the equivalent of the Amazon on Google, but the Alphabet is on the deep web, and you can find absolutely everything. And the virus, and the zero-day virus, that the antivirus that we've seen before, they cannot detect it. So this is the place where all the hackers are selling the virus and other stuff. So yes, you can see it's very, very easy to have access to it. You just have to download the Tor browser. It takes like 1 minute, maybe 2, and you have like access to all of that stuff. So that's why it's so easy to find a virus and to try to hack companies or anyone else. So that was all for the deep web demo, let's say.
Thank you very much.
I don't know if you have any question about it.
Thank you for this presentation, Pierre-Maxime.